Hello and welcome to my Tarot Corner, and thank you to each and every one of you who decides to stay. And I have to apologize for yesterday. We are going through a storm, and yesterday was a day of power cuts, and we had this very, very long power shortage, and there was just no way that I could have made a tarot reading unless it was only by candlelight. So I will try to do more than one reading today because there are so many subjects to read upon. Now, this reading actually is a reading that I've been meaning to do a long time ago. I was waiting for Samantha to tell me that it's okay because I do not want to hinder in any way her court case. But in the past few days, we've been exposed to new court case documents that were submitted by Samantha Markle, and apparently next week there is going to be another hearing in one of Meghan's attempts to try to stop this lawsuit before it comes to court. Now, yesterday, because of because we had this very long power problems, I could tap into the internet. So I went into this very deep rabbit hole. I after listening to Sue Smith and then the World Rift, I went into the DUI guy, and I watched his video with everything that is connected to Christopher Boozy and Meghan Markle and their theory about everything that they think that, or the let's say the motives behind having Meghan Markle marry into to the royal family. All sorts of very, very deep rabbit holes. And then I watched Sean Atwood's video with Matthew Steepless that goes into Meghan Markle and the story in regard to her lawsuit against Samantha Markle and everything that connects with that, with those law documents that Samantha Markle issued to the court. Now, I once again apologize for talking too much. Some people made comments that said that I am talking too much, so I will try to find a way to put a time stamp, and if I don't, then I will put in the description below at least the time in which, or in a comment when the actual tarot reading starts. But I have to say, Samantha issued a law in her statement, in her documents. She issued 33 statements that she wanted Meghan to admit that they were true. And part of these statements were admissions that the Queen and Prince Philip were not racist. And there were other admissions, and many of them were connected to her involvement with Jason Knopf and with Finding Freedom. And then there are 23 more questions regarding her involvement with Finding Freedom, regarding her first marriage, the people that she invited to her first wedding, the people she invited to her second wedding, and other questions. I don't believe that Meghan Markle is willing to either answer these questions or admit to any of those statements. I believe that this will get to court, and if it does get to court, I do hope that it will be televised. So without further ado, this is going to be a reading that is going to be a more spiritual reading. I'm not going to go into whether or not Samantha is going to win this case. I'm going to look into things that she should be more aware of, things that she should avoid, things that she should do more, and things that maybe she's missing about Meghan. And I have to say that Samantha did authorize, or at least said that I can do a reading. And I was very happy to see that Nate, the lawyer, said that he's going to be a witness in favor of Samantha. And I did see that it got to mainstream media that Prince Harry was called to be a witness in favor of Samantha. So I just wonder, how will this go? So this deck is a very beautiful deck. It's called the Wheel of Fortune Tarot, and let's see how it goes. Okay, so before I start, please take a few moments to read my full disclaimer in the description box. This is a tarot reading. It is vibrational. It is open to interpretation. It exists as assumptions and speculation, and as such may or may not be true. So please do your own research and decide for yourselves. So let's clear the deck. There is a long time until the court case will get to court, so it's still too early to look into whether or not Samantha will win the case. But it is a good time to look into the things that she might be missing. Okay, so the court case between Samantha Markle and Meghan Markle. What is the things that Samantha needs to pay attention to? What should she be aware of? What should she avoid? What are the things that she should do more? Is it a good time for her to move forward with this? What are the aspects that she's not aware of? What are the things about Meghan that she doesn't know or isn't aware of? What are the things that Meghan knows that Samantha is not aware of? So the court case between Samantha Markle and Meghan Markle. What are the things that Samantha Markle should know regarding Meghan and the court case? So the court case between Samantha Markle and Meghan Markle. Okay. So let's cut the deck. So the first card is a card that comes to show us Samantha in this lawsuit or in this court case, and we're getting the Page of Cups. So the Page of Cups is the artist. In this instance, we see a woman and a well-haired woman, which is giving me the vibe of Samantha, that is usually with fair hair. The Page of Cups is a person who can tap into her own artistic abilities, someone who knows how to go into her artistic abilities. It is only also a person who can either is someone who treats or deals with everything that is connected with complementary or medicine, or with everything that is connected to therapy, mental health therapy. And I know that Samantha Markle is a counselor, that she does have a degree in counseling, that she is someone who works with counseling. And if it's not something like that, then this is a person who needs mental health therapy. Now, because I know that Samantha is a counselor, because I know that this is something that she works in, that this is part of her job, this means that this is a very good card to describe Samantha. And this means that this is a card that shows that this is who she is. This is that she can tap into her own abilities, into the things that she knows best. So this card just describes her as the person that she is, into the things that she knows best. So she's a woman who knows how to deal with mental health difficulties, and she is someone who is working with people who need counseling, and she is a counselor. So this is part of her description as a human being. And this is not only complementary medicine. I don't like to call it alternative medicine, but it's not only but complementary medicine, but it doesn't have to be complementary medicine. It can be everything that is connected to therapy. So it doesn't have to be psychology. It can be any kind of therapy or counseling, or any kind of this kind of job description. Okay, so that's the Samantha, and the next card is a card that describes Meghan. So Meghan is the Knight of Pentacles. Okay, so the Knight of Pentacles, first, well, we see here another woman, and she has a very long, dark hair, which goes very well, describes Meghan very well, and she's also naked. And this, well, in my intuition, it drives me into a woman that just shows everything that she is about. There is nothing mysterious about Meghan, and that is even before we are starting to analyze this card. Now, knights are people with problems. From all the court cards, the knights are the people with the most problematic of all. There are people that, because of their problems, they're missing opportunities. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is the hesitant knight, and the knight that keeps on looking for confirmation, and because of that, he misses opportunities. So this is a person who, first of all, looks for opportunities in everything that is connected to money, to commerce, to work, to business. So she is reaching out, she's looking for opportunities with everything that is connected to money problems, to getting money, to achieving more in her career. So this is who she is, this is what she's trying to achieve. And because of her hesitancy, she is missing opportunities, and we see that happening with her over and over again. She is making mistakes. She's making the wrong decisions over and over again. And right now, the whole world actually sees her for who she is. Nobody really believes the things that she says. So altogether, we see a woman that is missing the opportunities that she was given, because she was given many opportunities in the past, before she married into the royal family, after she married into the royal family, after she left the royal family. So she was given a lot of opportunities, and she missed them one by one. So that's Meghan. Next card is the issue. So what is the issue between the both of them? And the card that I'm getting is the High Priestess. So that's interesting, because the High Priestess is the card of mystery and secrets. So we are looking into an issue here that there is more into the issue than what we know. There are a lot of secrets here. There are a lot of things that are hidden here that we don't know about. And I'm not going to try and look into those things, because I don't want to try to hinder Samantha in any way. I do know that the Markle family probably know more than they're telling us, and maybe we will know about those things in their documentary. Right now, they are keeping in line, all of them together. They are telling us all the same thing, because this is their united front, and that is okay, because they all want to achieve the same thing. But there are a lot of secrets here, and one of the things that I can say here is that this is something that Samantha said in several interviews that she gave. One that she gave to Sean Atwood and Matthew Steeples, and one that she gave to Tucker. Well, I can't remember his full name now, but she said one thing about why wasn't anyone from their family or the Markle family invited to the royal wedding. And what she said was, and it's making a lot of sense, is that Meghan was terrified when she realized that if she asks anyone from her family to the wedding, she wouldn't be able to control the narrative. She wouldn't be able to control the amount of information that will come out in the, for example, in the reception. Because in the reception, people are mingling and they're talking, and someone is meeting Samantha and says, "Oh, are you Meghan Markle's sister?" Yeah, I am. Okay, so I heard that she was in that she used to work in the embassy in Argentina. No, she didn't. What do you mean she didn't? She told us that she used to work in the embassy. No, she did a 6 weeks course there, but nothing more than that. And so on and so on. So more and more porcupines that Meghan told the royal family, that Meghan told Harry would come out if she had invited anyone from her family. So she couldn't risk anyone from her family to come to the royal wedding. So she had to undermine each and every one of her family because she was afraid of those mysteries and of those secrets that would come out. And she needed them to be seen as crazy people, as people that are not credible, so that nobody would believe them. And that is exactly what happened in the beginning. If you remember, Thomas Markle Jr. wrote a letter to Harry that all of that letter came true, but nobody believed him. People thought that he's crazy. People thought that he's jealous. If you remember, Samantha went to England, went to Buckingham Palace, if I'm not mistaken, wanted to meet Meghan. Nobody would allow her in because everybody looked at Samantha as this crazy person. And I think that this is the main thing here. The secrets that the Markle family and maybe even the Doria's family that have about Meghan, that she doesn't want them out. She doesn't want those secrets to be seen, and she doesn't want them to have the credibility and people to listen to them. But right now, she achieved exactly the opposite, because now Samantha, Thomas Jr., Thomas Markle, they have a lot more credibility than Meghan herself. But this is the main issue here. Okay, next card is card number 4. What is Samantha aware on what is going on the dealings that is going on at Meghan's side? And the card that I'm getting here is the 5 of Swords. Okay, so the 5 of Swords is a card that shows us war, but it also shows the 5 of Swords is a card that is called, first of all, it came upside down. So I will have to look at the negative aspects of this card as well. But the 5 of Swords is a card that is calling Meghan to be more active. It is an action card. It is a card that tells Meghan that she cannot sit on the fence, that she needs to get off the fence, that she needs to start being active. And because it came out in the negative, it shows how difficult it is for Meghan. It shows that Meghan is almost unable to do things herself. She expects things to happen by themselves. She expects things to just happen because she deserves things to happen, because she thinks that the world the universe just owes her, that people owe her, that things just have to happen to her because she's a woman of color, because she deserves those things. This is her mindset. And Samantha Markle knows that because she knows Meghan Markle from her childhood, and probably she was like that from being a child. She was a very pampered child. She used to get everything that she ever wanted. She never had to work. She never had to do anything. And if you listen to Samantha talk, they never felt any kind of envy towards Meghan. They loved her. They pampered her. They understood the fact that Thomas Markle had more money when she came along, more than they did when they were children. But today Samantha does realize that this was not in Meghan's favor. This is what this card is showing. And this card shows that Meghan has this tendency to stay passive, to let others do the work for her, and because of that she stays stuck. That is the reason why she's not advancing. She's letting others do the work, she's not doing the work by herself. We saw that in Spotify, in her Spotify podcast, for example. She hardly ever did the work. She hardly her producer Rebecca came out and said that she was the one who did the interviews for that podcast, that Meghan hardly ever did the interviews. Meghan likes to get all of the fame, to get the credit for other people's work, but she doesn't like to do the work. So this is what this card comes to show us. And even if when it is in the upright, it shows fear of getting hurt. It shows a person that is not satisfied with what she has. It shows a person that has tendency to look for someone that will make the choices for her. And that's even when it's in the upright. And I remind you that we got it in the reverse, so it's even worse than that. Okay, so that's how the things that Samantha is aware regarding to Meghan. What does Meghan know about Samantha? And what we're getting here is the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles, it doesn't have to be a woman or a man, but it is a very independent person. So despite the fact that Samantha is in a wheelchair and is handicapped, Meghan sees Samantha as a very independent person in everything that is connected to finances. That she's a person that built herself completely by herself, and that she's a very financially independent person, woman. The King of Pentacles is a person that is very much someone who controls the material world, someone who has ambition with everything that connects to career. But in this instance, and this is something that Meghan tells Ashley all the time, she's trying to discredit Samantha by telling her, your mother is like the King of Pentacles. She cares more about her career, or she cared more about her career than her family. That is why she gave you up to adoption. That because she cared more about her career than about you. And I'm not saying that that is the truth. I'm saying that this is how Meghan sees Samantha. This is the King of Pentacles is a person that is very ambitious, very career focused, and someone who will sacrifice his family for his career. Now, Samantha has very good reasons why she had to give Ashley up. And that was mainly because she was sick, and because she was getting a divorce, and because she couldn't maintain herself financially, and while she was sick, also take care of her own daughter. And she wanted her daughter to have a good family life. So she was taking care of her daughter in the best way that she was looking, as she thought that she could. But Meghan is using that against her. So this is exactly how she's doing that. She's telling Ashley, your mother was so possessed with advancing her career that her career and her being financially independent was more important than being a mother. That she felt that she needed to control the material world, and this was more important than being a mother. This is how she describes Samantha, and I believe that this is how Meghan sees Samantha. So she believes that. Okay, Next card is the things that Samantha is unaware about Meghan. And what I'm getting here is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands, that's a card that speaks about holding on towards the last obstacle, believing that everything will be okay. So that's the person that is standing there and holding on and believing that just one more obstacle and everything will be okay. So it looks like this is something that Samantha is unaware of. It looks like Meghan is someone who believes that everything will turn out fine, that all she needs to do is just stand up towards all of the things that are coming her way, all of the obstacles that are coming her way, all of the things, the bad things that are happening. And if she just stands there like this statue, if she just stands there and if she just waits, everything will turn out okay. So she does not mean to give up. This is a person that will never give up. This is a person that will never compromise in any way. No, so there is no point in even starting negotiation with her. She will never give up. She will never compromise, because this is her inner belief. Her inner belief is that all she needs to do is to stall, and as time goes by, she will get stronger. This is how she sees things, because as time goes by, more and more obstacles will just stand here on the bank of this river, and she will get stronger, and she will be able to get over those obstacles, and then she will win. So this card shows that Samantha should not let Meghan stall. Samantha should not let Meghan keep on trying to postpone things in all sorts of excuses. And Samantha should realize that there is no point in trying to get into any kind of negotiations with Meghan, because she will never ever submit to anything. She will never compromise. So that's one thing that Samantha might not know about Meghan, but this is something that she needs to know. Okay, what is Meghan unaware about Samantha? And what I got here was the Four of Wands, but it was in the reverse. The Four of Wands is a card that speaks about going out on this victory quest, but enjoying the road. Now, why did I get it in the reverse? Victory quest, that is, first of all, a quest to realize your potential. And there is no way to change that. So, first of all, Samantha is on her victory quest. She is on her way to realize her potential. She is on her victory quest. And she is supposed to enjoy the road, but she's not enjoying it. This is not easy for Samantha. And Samantha would have loved not to do that. And that is why we got it in the reverse. This is a card of celebration. As you can see here, there's a celebration. It's a wedding card. It's a very happy card. It's a card of engagements, of marriage, of adventures. But this is also a card of sacrificing for the cause. So in this instance, and this is why we got it in the reverse, this is not easy for Samantha, so she doesn't enjoy that. This is not something that she likes to do. She would have loved not to go through this court case and not to go through this. This is a very difficult, expensive route. This is not something that she's really enjoying. And this is why it came out in the reverse. But she's still on her victory quest. And this is something that Meghan doesn't realize, and Meghan doesn't know, and Meghan still thinks that she has the ability to win this. But because we got the Four of Wands about Samantha, then that means that probably Samantha is on her victory quest. Okay, the next card is the aspects of this trial that Samantha is unaware of. And that is as overall aspects and not just aspects that are connected to Meghan. And I'm getting here the Seven of Pentacles. Okay, so the Seven of Pentacles is a card of disappointment. So it looks like Samantha is in for disappointment. Now, Samantha herself did not ask for a big amount of money, so this is not going to be a monetary disappointment because she did not ask for a huge compensation. She asked for, I think, 60,000 pounds or $75,000 if I'm not mistaken. Maybe it's even less than that. So she asked for a very, let's say, nominal amount for this, because this is more about the principle and not about the money. So when we're looking at a disappointment, maybe this means disappointment because she will not get all of the money that she asked for, or maybe she will not get a monetary compensation at all. But I don't think that this will be a big disappointment for Samantha. This card is also showing, because it shows disappointment, it could say that maybe some of Samantha's claims will not go through. So maybe she will get the victory that she wants, but maybe not all of the claims that she's coming out with will go through. So maybe in some instances, Meghan will get her way. There is going to be some kind of disappointment here. Okay. Next card is it a good time for this claim? So we're going to see next week there's going to be a hearing. Let's see, is it a good time? And the answer is the Tower. So the answer is no. Now the question is for whom? Because next week it's going to be a hearing for Meghan's claim, or for Meghan's request to dismiss the trial. And if we get the Tower, this is probably a card to show that her claim is going to be dismissed. This is not a good time for her because this is her claim. Or this is her attempt to throw out this lawsuit. The Tower is a card that speaks about foundations, and the foundations are weak. Now, the question is, are the foundations of the lawsuit that Samantha gave out are weak, or the foundations of the appeal that Meghan put out are weak? And in my opinion, it's Meghan's appeal. Once again, because the entire reading up until now leads me to believe that this is going to be thrown out, and because Meghan already tried to appeal this case and it was denied, and Samantha filed an amended lawsuit, and there are already dates for the entire lawsuit for next year. So for the hearings, for the lawsuit to so the lawsuit is already scheduled to go through. So it doesn't seem to me like there is a lot of merit in Meghan's attempt to appeal this. And it seems to me like this appeal doesn't have foundations, and this is why we get the Tower card in this instance. Once again, the question here was, is it a good time next week to have a hearing in this case? And the answer is no. So because this hearing is to deal with Meghan's appeal, I believe that the question is that this answer is in regard to Meghan's appeal, not to Samantha. Okay. Next card is what does Samantha need to avoid? And what I'm getting here is the Ten of Wands, and it came in the reverse. So the Ten of Wands is an overload. And an overload, it is about taking too much upon herself. So Samantha needs to avoid that. And even before we're looking at the negative aspects of this card, it's very easy to see that Samantha should avoid taking too much upon herself. She should try not to overload herself. She's not a healthy woman, and she shouldn't take too much upon herself, so she won't get into a self-destructive mode, because this is what this card is about when it's indeed in the reverse. In the reverse, it's a card of overambition, of conflicts, of difficulties. So we don't want that, and this is something that Samantha should avoid. So this is something that she really should try not to take too much upon herself, she really needs to try to delegate as much as she can, and to try and not to take too much to heart things that are happening. And this is what this card is telling us. The next card is, what does she need to do more? And the card that I'm getting is the Four of Pentacles. Okay, so the Four of Pentacles is a tricky card, because the Four of Pentacles usually leads to the Five of Pentacles, which is destruction. So what does it mean when we get the Four of Pentacles as something that she needs to do more? So the Four of Pentacles is a card that speaks about adhering to what she has because she feels threatened. And usually it speaks about a threat that does not exist. And usually, especially in the Rider-Waite tarot, I show you that the person is standing on two pentacles, so he has a solid basis, and the threats are imaginary and they are not true. In this instance, the threats are very real. Samantha is being threatened all the time. And I can attest that Samantha is fighting, um, fighting, well, trolls all the time, and that is why she sometimes blocks people on Twitter without even noticing whether or not there are trolls, because she is been fighting trolls, people that have been threatening her, people who stole her identity. So she's been fighting real threats, not imaginary threats. And because of that, she needs to keep on fighting those people. She needs to be very, very attentive and to adhere to the things that she knows that are true, to things that she knows that she has, to the things that exist, and to be very protective of those things, because those threats are real. And if you look very closely at this card, you can see that there is this spider coming here, and this is like the representation of the threat. So this person is not really standing onto pentacles. The pentacles are between his legs, but he's not standing on them. So he doesn't have this solid basis. And there is a very, very true threat here. So yeah, so this is about very real threats, and she should be very much attentive to those threats, and to be very protective of the things that she has. Okay, so the last card of this spread is the spiritual lesson for Samantha, and what I'm getting here is the Ace of Pentacles, and it came in the reverse. So the Ace of Pentacles is about getting realizing your needs in the material world. So this is a great card because it's a card of taking the next step. It's a card of getting your needs realized in the material world. This is about success. This is about establishment. But because it came in the reverse, we need to look at what does it mean, because it is a spiritual message. So what does it mean we got it in the reverse? It means that this case, and as we talked before, is not about materialistic things. It's not about getting her needs realized, because once again, she did not ask for a huge amount of money. So this is not about getting her needs. So the Ace of Pentacles is here to say that yes, it is about success. It is about getting what you need not in tangible things, but in other things, in spiritual things. So this is not about money. This is about success, but not about getting money. This is not about materialism. This is not about getting financial success. This is about getting what she wants in other things. But remember that we did get the Seven of Pentacles that did speak about some kind of disappointments. So she might not get everything that she wants, and maybe that is another reason why we got this in the reverse. So but there is going to be a success here, in my opinion. And once again, it is true for now. It is true for this time, and things might change as time goes by. And as I said before, this is a tarot reading. It is vibrational, so we will have to wait and see. But this is how I see things stand, and let's wait and see what happens next week. So this is the tarot, And the oracle deck is the Heal Yourself reading cards, because I find it I like those cards, and not only because they are about healing in the physical realm, but also in the spiritual realm. So this is advice for Samantha Markle. Okay, so let's clear the deck. Okay, advice for Samantha Markle on her lawsuit against her sister. Advice for Samantha Markle on her lawsuit against her sister. Letting go. Let's see what it means. Okay, so this is not about letting go of the lawsuit. This is about letting go of her relationship with Meghan. And this says that this relationship has served its purpose. It says that she's being challenged to change her point of view and recognize that this particular relationship has run its course. And although she might be afraid to let go, the universe has new opportunities for her, which will allow her to experience that kind of satisfaction that she always dreamt of. So saying goodbye is never easy, and it can make her feel like she's failed, but she must not allow herself to be persuaded by other people or her own doubt to keep holding on. I think that she doesn't want to hold on, so she's let go of Meghan quite a while ago, but maybe this is more about helping her father let go, because as much as he says that he already let go, I don't believe that he did. But this is about the Markle family letting go, all of them. Okay, so this is it for this reading. I hope you liked it, and if you did, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, leave me a comment, share the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.